evening to you and welcome to Dortmund for an international friendly between England and Germany. And now, before the game, the national anthems. In just a moment we'll have the national anthems for you. As the two teams are already out in the tunnel, as you can see there. We'll give you the team news in just a moment. A terrific atmosphere there. Lukas Podolski making his 130th and last appearance. Captains the side here in Dortmund tonight. And you're welcome to comment as well. Keep your comments clean. If you don't keep your comments clean, you'll be chucked off YouTube. You'll be chucked off the stream and you will not get your comment read. So the international match tonight comes from the Signal Iduna Park. And there's a big standing ovation, as you can probably hear in the background indoors, giving him a terrific reception there. They're just playing a real tribute to him there on the big screen here in Dortmund. And the German supporters, a really atmospheric stadium here in Dortmund, used of course by Borussia Dortmund. Unique atmosphere there, one of the great football grounds. It was also the ground where Holland turned on the start of the 1974 World Cup when the great Johan Cruyff tore Brazil apart in that never-to-be forgotten match which took Holland to the final in Munich, where they lost 2-1 to the West Germans as they were then. Lukas Podolski, of course, a world champion as well, 130 caps for his country, an absolute great ambassador for German football. Also, whilst all that's going on, there's a big debutant tonight, and he involves Burnley's Michael Keane. He wins his first cap, and it means there is two now fully fledged England internationals in the Burnley side. Of course, Tom Heaton's in the squad. He's amongst the substitutes tonight. And of course, back in the starting 11, of course, comes Jake Littleball of Hull City as well. He wins his second cap as Lukas Podolski. As you can probably hear in the background, he's taking the acclaim from all four sides here of this terrific ground here in Dortmund. The Signal Iduna Park, it's called. And now they're just having an interview with him now. They're obviously doing the interview in German, so we'll keep commentating here, and then we'll shut up when the anthems come around, I think. I do think it's a rather special tribute, but the players, I'm sure, will want to get on with it. I'm sure Podolski wouldn't mind all this at the end of the game, but I think it's a bit much there. We'll give you the two lineups in just a second. As I say, Keane plays his first game for England, wins his first cap tonight, the Burnley man, and also Jake Livermore of Hull comes into the side as well. Jamie Vardy gets the nod up front. Dele Alli's in there too. There's obviously there's a few obvious ones out there. Wayne Rooney hasn't made the squad, and has been stripped to the captaincy. Of course, Joe Hart amazingly kept his place in goal. I thought it might have been a night where Tom Heaton had got a start, but Gareth Southgate, despite Joe Hart's rickets sin, despite Joe Hart's mistakes in the Italian league for Torino, still gets the nod. We'll have to see how he goes on. But I don't think Heaton played badly in the two games that he's played for England so far. There is space of Forster as well. He's been in good form for Southampton. Very unlucky not to win a cup final last month. A month ago since that day where they lost 3-2 in a dramatic final to Manchester United. There's still an acclaim there as Lukas Podolski now takes the microphone here. I don't think any of that will be in English, but I'm sure the words will be "thank you very much indeed for your support" and all that sort of thing. But I mean, it's a great touch and everything, but surely the players will want to get on with it, and they're delaying the kick-off here for some unaccountable reason. We're going to be with you until 10 o'clock tonight. We're still waiting the kick-off, by the way. I think he said his few words now. Maybe now we can get on with the game. But it's a great achievement for Podolski. His 130th and final game, and he's done really well. Won a World Cup, of course, 3 years ago, in that never to be forgotten night in Rio. It's going on for a long time, this. I mean, you could do this after the game. I've not been against Podolski personally. I think he's a terrific footballer and he's been a legend of certainly European international football, but surely they could do all this once the game is finished. I do apologise, we do have a little delay because the German authorities are taking a long time over this. It is a friendly match that we're covering for you here, and as I say, you're welcome to comment. Please comment in the below. Now he's said his few words, now we might be able to get on with the anthems and possibly the game here. Now Southgate there. For the players though, it won't be good for them. They're now presenting him with flowers and a signed and a sort of a memento of him, a poster of himself. But surely now the time has come for all this. I mean, it's great for the player and that, but when you're waiting, when you're 21 players around the field, and now finally we can get round at least to the national anthems, and we're going to start, of course, in just a moment or two with the English national anthem. Here we go. The English national anthem followed by the German national anthem. Well, we're all set to go then. Here in Dortmund, let's bring you the two lineups for this game. We'll give you the German 11 first, and then we'll give you the formations as we go along. So let's start with the German lineup first with Barcelona's Ter Stegen in goal. Then it's Kimmich, number 18, Rugier, number 16, Mats Hummels, the centre back, wears 5, Hector wears 3, Fiegel 15, Toni Kroos at 8, Sané, Lucas Podolski up front, winning his 130th and last cap tonight. Brandt and Werner completes the German lineup. On the bench for the Germans tonight is Trapp, Mustafi of Arsenal, Aldenese, Andre Schürrle, formerly of Chelsea of course, Leno, Thomas Muller, Henry Chan, Sule and Rudy. And let's look at that England side, of course. Gerrard in goal, Michael Keane, the Burnley man makes his debut. Gary Cahill, skipper's the side in fact. with no Wayne Rooney there, Chris Smalling there, so it's a back three there of Keane, Cahill and Smalling. Then it's a midfield four of Walker, Livermore, Dyer and Bertrand. Walker and Bertrand are two wingers. And then you've got a front three there of Dele Alli, Adam Lallana and Jamie Vardy of Leicester City. The substitutes, just to remind you, are Nathaniel Klein, Fraser Forster, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Ross Barkley, James Ward-Prowse, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jesse Lingard of Manchester United, Nathan Redmond, Marcus Rashford, Jermaine Defoe, Burnley's own Tom Eaton and Manchester City's Raheem Sterling. The referee tonight is Damir Solminka. And we're almost ready for the start then here in Dortmund. It's a wonderful packed house. Let's hope the game is a memorable one. There's nothing riding on it, of course. Friendlies, there's no points up for grabs, there's no trophies, but if you can get a win before the qualifiers, of course England have got to play Lithuania at the weekend in that World Cup qualifier. England should, just to let you know, are in the all dark blue strip tonight, so they're in chain shirts. There's Jamie Vardy leading the line up front. White, the Germans are in white. And England are going to attack the goal to our right in the first half. As we look here in Dortmund. And in fact, they're going to get the game underway. There's England huddle going on there. So Southgate has made some bold decisions in his selections. No Wayne Rooney. No Theo Walcott. He was omitted on his birthday of all things, and I have to say he hasn't really lived up to it. It's not too many Arsenal players in that side, probably Oxlade-Chamberlain, and that's really, you're looking around at that England side. But I have to say, despite Arsenal's troubles, Oxlade-Chamberlain has been in exceptional form in this last few weeks. So England get us away, attacking a goal to our right in the all dark blue shirts and shorts and socks. Germany, of course, need I remind you, in white shirts, dark shorts and white stockings. Big moment this for England, really, knowing that they need to win this. A win to go into that Lithuania game would be magnificent, as Lallana broke down the right, tried to get a cross in, and then the Germans hook it away. So let's remind you them the lineup. So Germany are going to play obviously with Ter Stegen in goal. He's the Barcelona goalkeeper. And it's back four, in fact. Kimmich, Rugia, Hummels and Hector the back four. Then there's two holding midfielders with Kroos and Vigo. And then the further three of Sané, Podolski and Brandt. And Werner is the lone striker for Germany. And England, of course, the back three. Joe Hart getting the nod over Tom Heaton and Fraser Forster in the goals. Keane, Smalling and Cahill, the back four, and Michael Keane, the aforementioned man, gets it back. Walker, Livermore, Dyer and Bertrand, the midfield four. Lallana, Vardy and Halley, the attacking three. And of course the referee, need I tell you, is Damir Solminka. You haven't missed anything. We've had a minute and 20 gone, and you are more than welcome to make comments tonight, as the ball is not forward but it's straining the arms of Ter Stegen, as Michael Keane was on the chase there. Jamie Vardy, I should say, was on the chase there for England. England, of course, play Lithuania at the weekend in the World Cup qualifiers. You would fancy England to get 3 precious points there. There's a terrific atmosphere around this brilliant stadium. Holds around something like 70,000 people. The Signal Iduna Park, a really imposing but an atmospheric ground. You could compare it really for atmosphere with possibly Anfield, with the Kop there, that big massive terrace to the right of the camera, right to the halfway line. Here's a chance here now for Walker to come forward. He's actually playing in midfield, although he's primarily a right back by trade. Plays a 1-2 with Lallana, or tried to play a 1-2, but the ball has run out and it will be a goal kick. And as I say, you are welcome to come on and comment. Keep your comments very, very clean. No swearing, please, or I won't read them out. Well, not a lot has happened in the opening 3 minutes, but we hope there'll be plenty of goals, and we'll hopefully see some encouraging performance, certainly not just from England's point of view, but from Germany as well. I like to be fair. Keane winning a very good header. He's had a decent start. Won a couple of good headers to settling down. He's his first cap tonight, the Burnley man. And now a chance now for Lallana to pick it up. He's got Vardy up ahead of him, up towards Vardy on the edge of the area. Now, more back again. Dyer now to tank forward for England. Again, the Germans stop him. And I think the foul has been given against Adam Lallana. A foul there on Lucas Podolski, captain in Germany. Making his 130th and final appearance for that German side tonight. That's why the game was delayed by something like 10 minutes because of the farewell he was getting before the game. I'm surprised he didn't give him the farewell after the game, because I think that would have been a lot more of a better send-off. What a servant to German international football he's become of Lucas Podolski over the years. When you think about the things he's achieved with that side, he's played under certainly Klinsmann and Joachim Löw for most of this time, and I have to say he couldn't have played for two better international managers than them two. German legends in their own right, of course, and he's certainly a German legend. As Hector comes forward down the near side now for Germany, the left-hand side, and Sané breaks the Manchester City man. Back towards Kroos. Kroos plays it in field, and it's Rüdiger now, number 16, that plays that ball forward. Germany starting to get a little bit of pressure on the ball here, and the ball now worked out towards the far side this time, and that will run dead. Gary Cahill just doing enough. He was bundled to the ground there by Kimmich, but there was nothing malicious in that at all. 5 minutes gone. Germany 0, England 0 in Dortmund. Both teams starting just to get into their stride a little bit. This is an international friendly, but it's a big international friendly. It's the second time that our YouTube channel has covered England this international season. They've been steady enough in the World Cup qualification group. They were steady beating Scotland without being unbelievably spectacular. Of course, we covered the opening qualifier when Big Sam Allardyce had his one and only game in charge of England, of course, and that wasn't a particularly pretty performance there. A late goal which won it for them. We were still asking questions about the England team. Ball forward towards Vardy inside the penalty area, and he's got past Ter Stegen, who surely brought him over. And has he given a penalty? No, he hasn't. He's playing on. I thought Ter Stegen had took the man there. He certainly got none of the ball. Vardy nicked it round him, and I'm not sure whether Vardy was looking for that. That looked a penalty. I'd have to look at that again. Good chest control. A lot of breaks into the penalty area. That looked to be a penalty there, I have to say. Dele Alli now lifts it in towards the back post, and Barney was waiting there. And it was hooked away, I think. But should England have had a penalty here? Ali playing it forward. Let's have a look at it again. I think that's a foul by Ter Stegen. I think that's a penalty. I have to say, it was very clumsy from the Barcelona goalkeeper. Gareth Southgate certainly thought so. I think Ter Stegen has got away with one. I have to say that. I think that should have been an England penalty. Let me know what you thought in the comments section to the right of the screen as the corner comes in towards Vardy, and a shot in, and it's over the top. And it was Michael Keane, the Burnley man, who struck it well, but just took it over the crossbar. And England now really starting terrifically well against a pretty decent German side, that one has to say. But should England have had a penalty then when Vardy was taken out? Well, it looked as if it was by Ter Stegen. It looked a stonewall penalty. And from the replays, it certainly looked as if Vardy was definitely not looking for that. England will feel aggrieved by that. Certainly Southgate thought it was a penalty. And I'm sure every Englishman back home thought it was. But here's Michael Keane now, the Burnley man, sweeping it out to Gary Cahill, who started his career. One of his first clubs was Burnley. Went there on loan from Aston Villa something like 11 years ago when Steve Cottrell was the manager, and he had a very good basis. He built a very good centre-half partnership in those days with the old warhorse Frank Sinclair. And possession, what about that for an interesting stat? 33% Germany, 67% for England, which shows you how much they really are. Shows even in a friendly match tonight that the English are meaning business. And Gareth Southgate, well, he's been brave, and if I must admit, he's probably proved me wrong with his selection. I certainly thought he was a yes man, but maybe that my opinion of him was misguided, perhaps, because he's gone with the adventurous tactic, and I think it could well work tonight for England. It really could. Here's Sané now for Germany, just playing on the left-hand side at the moment, the near side as we look. Now the ball over towards the far side, and the ball trying to get through to Vermeer, but it's calmly back from Smalling to Joe Hart. Gale has to play it back to his goalkeeper, who kicks away left-footed towards halfway and out for a throw. Well, to be fair to Joe Hart, in that game we covered at the start of the World Cup qualifying campaign, he made a storming save there in the first match, where England just in that only win victory for England under Sam Allardyce. And an important save in that game, you may remember. Remember, we are live. But I think there's a considerable scope here for England, really, to send out a message to the rest of the world that they do belong at the top table of international football. Of course, this does nothing to affect their chances of the European the World Cup qualification, because it's a friendly game, but it sends a message out to all their qualification rivals and possible World Cup opponents really around the world. And maybe this time next year they could be in a position where they could do a bit of damage in the tournament. They're certainly behind the list of candidates to win it. I think there are better teams than England prepared to win it, and of course Germany are the world champions themselves, and they got there by rights. Of course, they put in some terrific performances 2.5, 3 years ago when they gave the Brazilians an almighty thumping, of course, in that semi-final, of course, and that's a semi-final that will go into World Cup folklore when you think about what happened there, because to win a World Cup semi-final 7-1 was certainly unprecedented in those days. Schürrle taking it up now for Germany, playing it towards the left-hand side. Kimmich going forward, and in fact Hector going forward, sorry. Sané trying to play it back in there, plays a 1-2. Shocked hit by Podolski, but it was well charged down. Germany now having a go at the English defence, but at the moment no way through. We played just over 11 minutes gone. Germany 0, England 0. Michael Keane with the best chance, but a talking point as was Jamie Vardy tripped in the penalty area by Ter Stegen. The replays suggest to me that looked the case, but the referee Salinka did not think that at all. Damir Salinka is the referee tonight. That's of course he's refereed in big tournaments before. And he's from Slovenia. The referee is a Slovenian, 41 years old. Missing absolutely nothing at the moment. It's still Germany 0, England 0 here in Dortmund. Cruz playing it out to the far side. Now a chance here for Germany to start building some momentum, but Michael Keane will cut that pass out midway inside his own half. And on to Smalling this time, back to Cahill. Cahill does well. England looking assured defensively. I think that back three could be a very good move from Southgate, having played there before, and there's been a bit of a shock there in the game between Scotland and Canada at Hampden Park. It's Scotland 0, Canada 1 at this present moment. So a shot there for Gordon Strachan's men, who could do with a win, to be quite honest with you, because they're because they've got some important games to come. Of course, they're in England's group at the moment, trying to qualify for the World Cup. Haven't been there since 1998. And Erda scored. And in fact, in the Canada side, you've got Scott Arfield, who's a Scot, who was born a Scot. Burnley Scott Arfield was born a Scot, but he's now playing for Canada because he has relatives in that part of the world, and he was able to play there. I'm surprised Scott Arfield was overlooked really for the Scotland side. I know probably not Scott Arfield for his Burnley performances, but he's certainly done enough for me in the last 3 or 4 years to deserve a Scottish call-up, and I'm surprised Gordon Strachan has not needed his services. I think that's probably a bit of a bad mark on his name, that Scott Arfield was never looked up enough, because I think he is a talented player. Although his free kick routines on Saturday against Sunderland were a lot to be desired, as Hector now breaks forward towards the English penalty area from the left hand side, but it breaks kind of for Joe Hart. A good deflection on the ball in by Jet Livermore, but it wasn't really a back pass. He bowls it out to Burnley's Michael Keane, right hand side of the penalty area, and decides to play back to Joe Hart, who kicks long and finds Walker on the right hand side, 10 yards from the halfway line, still inside the England half, and again it's back with Michael Keane. Keane back to Smalling to Cahill, now going from basically right to left hand side, back in field to Smalling, still deep inside England territory. Now Livermore picks up the ball. Livermore plays it in field. That's a lovely little dummy there for Mali. To Vardy, back to Dele Alli now towards the penalty area, but good defending there from Matt Hummels, experienced centre back. He knew what he had to do then, and he did just that, and then the ball back almost put Ter Stegen in trouble. In fact, he prevented it being a lot worse there by conceding a throw level with the edge of his on penalty area. But it's been England on the ascendancy again with Walker now back to Keane to Smalling to Eric Dyer now will chip the ball out to Walker, or try to, but a good bit of chest control there by Kimmich, and the Slovenian referee is, what's he giving here, the referee? I think, that's it. I think there were 2 balls there that had gone on the field, and in fact Germany have possession. I don't know whether it was a free kick or not, but there was certainly more than 1 ball on the field there as Germany break forward through number 24 there, which is Werder. The ball played in now. A chance here for Germany, edge of the penalty area. Struck very fiercely there by Werner, but it's straight at the defender again. Now Cruz has it almost midway inside the England half, and then he plays it with the outside of his right foot, curls it back towards his own halfway line, or towards his own half, I should say. Strange ball to play, that one from Tony Cruz, one of the class player of his own right, and Brandt picks that one up to Podolski to the far side. They're moving the ball around quite well. Sani now has drifted up from left to right flank now this time. That is Rugia, the number 16 now for Germany. Back to Sani again. Sani just cuts in from the right hand side and plays a loose ball there from his point of view, and a chance now for England to break here with Adam Lallana. But they'll chip forward towards Dele Alli. Ali will keep it in on the far side, and showed too much of that there to Rugia, who got a good footed. Sani to break away for Germany. Plays a lovely 1-2 with Matt Hummels, and then plays it back again. And they'll chip out towards the far side, and it's now with Hector. Hector now down the left hand side for Germany. 17 minutes gone. Germany 0, England 0. But for a friendly match, for 0-0 in an international friendly, this is quite a good game. Hector again, left hand side. Has to go back inside instead to Matt Hummels, who started his footballing career here at this very stadium. Great servant to Borussia Dortmund for so many seasons. Remember, this is an international friendly live. Game taking place in Dortmund. Long ball forward up towards Podolski, in fact. Now Sani on the far side. And the ball in from Sani was not good. from the Manchester City man, and the man whose parent club is Manchester City still, but now roots firmly with Torino in Italy. It's for Joe Hart. Still 0-0, 18 minutes gone. You are welcome to comment and listen to this live stream. Please keep your comments clean. No. For a game of this magnitude, it's been quite a good watch. That is for sure. As Sané gets the ball back now for Germany, and the shot coming in from over 30 yards there. It was charged down, but it wasn't to be there for the Germans. Chris really winding that up pretty well, but as we say, he just got charged down a little bit there. Missing absolutely nothing at the moment. There's a header out there by Vigo, number 15. It's a throw on the near side to England in the dark blue shirts. Just to remind you all, Germany in the all white shirts, dark shorts and white socks. And this terrific crowd here in Dortmund now. It would be a great fillip if we could get a goal, which would give the game real thrust and fluency. We're coming up towards 20 minutes gone in the first half here in Dortmund. And applause all around the ground. And there's always you watch a German football game every week in the Bundesliga, and it's the atmosphere at all the games is just second to none. The Germans really get pumped up for football, they really do. The league, apologies for that. We're just sorry for the noise in the background, but almost the microphone came out of its socket. I hope you can still hear me at home, folks. We've had 20 minutes of the first half, and we've had a couple of good opportunities, certainly from England. Possible penalty that wasn't given against Ten Stegen, when he looked as if he'd bundled Michael Keane to the or Jamie Vardy to the ground, and then from the resulting corner, Michael Keane of Burnley almost scoring. 21 minutes of the first half gone. Germany 0, England 0, and as I've already pointed out, Scotland 0, Canada 1 is a current latest at Hampden Park tonight. England and Scotland both, need I remind you, in the same group, as that goes out for a goal kick. Poor ball, really. But Gareth Southgate will be very, very happy of the way this first half has progressed. He'll probably feel that he could have had a penalty, or maybe should have been in front. But I have to say, Michael Keane has impressed me so far on his debut. The Burnley man, he's done magnificently well. But here come the Germans now. You cannot write them off at your peril, of course. But England now have it. Ball out towards the far side. Chance here for England now to really burst forward if they can. With Dele Alli, little chip in there towards the far side. Can Walker do it? Yes, he can. He gets it back there towards the line, towards the back post. But Germany scramble it out, but it's only going to be, but not very far. In fact, it's out for a throw on the far side, level with the edge of the German penalty area. Kyle Walker down the right-hand side had to run like Usain Bolt to keep that in, and he did do well, and he almost got Lallana in there. And the throw's been taken by Bertrand to Ali. Ali back to Bertrand, and then Dyer takes it back to Ali again. Dyer now for England. They really impressed me in this opening 20 minutes, the English side. Here's Kyle Walker, who's had a good first half himself. Walker does well, tries to trick the defender Hector. Then has to play the ball back to Michael Keane. Now, what can Keane do here with the cross? A little deflection on it, which could have gone anywhere. We're halfway through the first half. Still Germany nearly got nil. The break there, possibly for Werner. They couldn't get there. And it's with Eric Dyer now for England. As I say, 0-0, halfway through the first half. We'll take a 5-minute break to catch our breath, and then we'll obviously come back, in course, for full second half commentary of this international friendly, a warm up for that European Champion, that World Cup qualifier at Wembley at the weekend against Lithuania. Just to remind you of the substitutes for Germany: Trapp, Mustafi, Aldernes, Schürrle, Leno, Muller, Chan, Süle and Rudy. For England, slightly more substitutes, as you can imagine: Klein, Forster, Shaw, Stones, Barkley, Rowe-Prowse, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lingard, Redmond, Rashford, Defoe, Tom Heaton, of course, the Burnley keeper, and Raheem Sterling of Manchester City. Of course, Damir Saminka of Slovakia. Slovenia, I think, is the referee. As England come forward again now, keeping possession really neatly, and Walker playing a 1-2, if you like, with Livermore. Started his career at Tottenham, of course. Good block there from Walker against Hector, and Walker's saying corner, and the linesman on that side agrees. So though Hector is protesting his innocence, that came off, he's in the opinion that it came off Kyle Walker last, but the linesman on the near side, and more important than that, the referee didn't agree. Should have given England a penalty though in the first half, early on in the first half, when ter Stegen quite clearly bundled Vardy illegally, but the penalty was not given. Lana to take the corner, near side. Can England get their noses in front? Their play certainly merits being in front, as Lana swings in right footed towards the penalty area. Header one, I think it might have been Eric Dyer. There was Dyer and Keane both going for it on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it was too close maybe to Barcelona's ter Stegen, who was in a position there just to pluck that one out the air. There was no great power in Eric Dyer's header, really, to be fair. He allowed the Barcelona goalkeeper just to pluck a simple catch out of the air. And which still, with 26 minutes almost gone, is England 0, Germany 0. You have it, just to remind you, England should have had a penalty when ter Stegen completely took out Jamie Vardy, and then seconds later, from a corner that was given, Burnley's Michael Keane came very close to giving England the lead there. Closest we come to a goal from an English point of view tonight. And we haven't had any comments yet, which is been quite quiet tonight, I have to say, from the commenters, but you've still got plenty of time to get your comments through to me. JB here commentating for you tonight. International friendly, and I'm sure anyone who isn't tuning into this game will certainly watch this or listen to it back here on YouTube. All my commentaries are saved and are available for you to listen in your spare time at your own leisure. As Ali crosses in from the right hand side, but it's knocked away by Rukia. In fact, knocked out to play for a throw. Monsoba with the edge of the German penalty box. Dele Alli again doing terrifically well, and Rukia had to be well positioned there, because Vardy was right on his tail, waiting for a good cross, and as a German player had gone down, in fact, and it's number 15 Vigo. It might be a stretcher job here, because it certainly looks like a painful one. It might be the hamstring, I think. Actually, he's back there, and just trips over. Nothing wrong with the challenge from Eric Dyer. I think it was just a follow through and the collision between the two players, and did pull up rather sharply, I have to say. But I don't blame Eric Dyer at all for all that. It was just one of those unavoidable collisions. But there was no doubt in my mind that Eric Dyer clearly got the ball very cleanly. There's no doubt about that. We're just watching another replay of it. In fact, if you think about it, in fact, Vigo could have easily been on another day sent off, because he was actually late there on Eric Dyer. He could have broken Dyer's shin with that tackle. The studs were showing, and possibly we could have had a red card. But I think in a competitive game, referee might have been a lot stricter, because it's an international friendly. He's going to be a little bit more lenient. Here's Kyle Walker, right hand side from Liverpool's ball, but through ball, but he can't get the cross in. And a little game of head tennis, which Eric Dyer wins, and he finds Kyle Walker in field again, trying to get the ball forward to Livermore, which he did, and then try to play in Dele Alli and didn't succeed. And a goal kick to the Germans. We've played going up shortly now towards the half an hour mark here, but we're a minute shy of the half an hour mark. 0-0 is the score. International friendly from Dortmund. There's good atmosphere inside the stadium tonight. England and Germany know how to. Great international rivals, of course. They met each other in that never to be forgotten match at Wembley 51 years ago this year, when England beat West Germany 4-2 after extra time. That Jeff Hurst hat-trick. And I tell you what, I've seen that fourth goal time and time again with that famous commentary, and it gets better every time you watch it, really. Jeff Hurst, in fact, to this day, still the only player in World Cup final history to have scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final. But we've had a lot of heartbreaking defeats as well to Germany on penalties, and of course the last time we met competitively was in 2010 in that World Cup last 16, of course, when there was that controversy with the Lampard goal. Did it cross the line or not? But Germany were just too good for us on that night. We outplayed 4-1, but here's Adam Lallana, and he's got Vardy now. He's 3 against 2, but it's a real opportunity here as Lallana shoots, and he hits the right hand post, and it bounces away. Lallana is so close, and England really should be leading this match. Adam Lallana with a terrific run. I thought for a moment he might have played it to Jamie Vardy, and in fact he went for glory, and he almost came off for the Liverpool man, and you have to say he was utterly unlucky. Cutting run on the left hand side, ran like a whippet towards the penalty area, got towards 12-11 yards out, struck it past Ter Stegen with all his might, and it hit the inside of the right hand post and came out. And at the other end we've got a break on here by Cruz, pull back to on the left hand side, but Eric Dyer was perfectly placed. Germany really haven't offered too much of a threat as an attacking force. Of course, some of the better players are rested. Of course, their goalkeeper Neuer is obviously rested. Of course, ball back to Joe Hart. So far, the experiment to play a back three has really worked out so far for England up until now. Touch wood. That looked a foul there by one of the Germans there on Lallana, but it was okay from a mistake really there by Germany. It might have been Kimmich who gave the ball away initially, and Lallana just bundled in from the left hand side, hit it across the face of the goal, past Ter Stegen, and that deserved to go in. Unlucky, really was. And but I think the performance tonight from England has been more than encouraging. I've been really impressed, and maybe Southgate's been vindicated by being brave and being bold by selecting his squad. There were a lot of talk. Me and my Claret spoke about it as Dele Alli cuts in from the right hand side, but good defending from the Germans. Me and my Claret talked about it in Let's Talk Football last week, where we were a little worried that Southgate had picked very not tall enough strikers. There was maybe debates whether Andy Carroll should have got in the squad, but Southgate opted not to try him. Jermaine Defoe was another interesting one, but he may be 34 years old, but he's been in tremendous form for a team that is struggling to get out the Premier League in Sunderland. 14 goals for a team that could well be relegated if the results don't improve. Seen a replay of Dele Alli just give two German defenders the slip. In fact, he gave Hector and Sané both the slip. He's a talent. He's a precocious talent. He's Dele Alli. I remember him tearing defences in the third tier when he's NK Don's days and thinking, well, and obviously Spurs paid just £5 million. It was a bit of a gamble for them, even though the price tag in this day and age isn't so much. £5 million is probably the bargain of the century now when you think about it. Scotland have equalised, by the way, at Hampden Park. It's Scotland 1, Canada 1. Coming up towards 34 minutes of the game progressed. The first half gone. Inside the last 10 minutes. Coming up towards the last 10 minutes, of course, of the first half here. But it's Scotland 1, Canada 1 here in our commentary match. It's Germany 0, England 0. And it's Sané of Manchester City on the left hand side. Cuts in field. Sané now. Still Sané. Ball back for Hector. First time crossing from the left hand side. Well dealt with there by Michael Keane of Burnley. But it's back again with Vigo. He's up and up at the moment. Could have arguably been booked or sent off if it was a competitive international, but it's not. And Solinka, the referee, deciding maybe because it's a friendly, a little bit of leniency is in order. Not to say in a normal course of events he wouldn't have got away with it. I do think he's rather fortunate, but if he'd have been in a competitive game of football, then I think the referee might have thought differently about it. But I think when you've got a prestige friendly like this, I think it's a bit like a cup final in some kind of ways, because you want to try and keep two full teams on the pitch and really just let the occasion play out. This is a massive occasion, of course, for Lukas Podolski, winning his 130th and final cap tonight for the Germans. A great servant to German international football throughout the years. As number 20 here, Brandt gets on a run down the right hand side, plays it back in there. Podolski was waiting on the edge of the area. Brandt will get a second bite at this. Ball back into Kroos. Podolski still waits on the edge of the D. Brandt again crosses in from the right hand side. It hits Gary Cahill, the England captain, in the chest, but a tough cookie he is. Gary Cahill gets up and on with the game. Hummels now has it for Germany, 10 yards inside the England half. Now Hector has it, 10 minutes just under to go till the interval. I don't think we get too much time added on at the end of international friendlies. As a shot comes in from over 25 yards, left footed from the German skipper for the night, Lukas Podolski, making his final appearance in that famous white German shirt. He couldn't keep his shot down. It's a goal kick. I think that would have been a harsh handball to give. I think they were asking maybe possible, the German fans, for a possible handball, but Joe Hart, my goodness me, he pulled off he almost made an absolute ricket there. Werner was running at him like a train there, and I think the goalkeeper really should have just belted that away instead of trying to take the chance. Werner was running in on him like a train. It's a good job and a little bit of skill. It was coolness personified, but that was too close for comfort for Joe Hart, who made another couple of mistakes, I believe, in Torino's latest game. And then the goalkeeper at the other end, Ter Stegen, hits it against Vardy. So both goalkeepers have had heart-stopping moments in the space of about 35 seconds. And the game now starting to get a little bit more fiercely competitive. Free kick to Germany, late tackle there, and it's deep inside England territory, of course. Here's Podolski now, midway inside the England half, but it's cut out again. You are welcome to comment on this game. Here's Kyle Walker cutting in field from the right hand side. Still Kyle Walker, midway inside the German half. Now to the far side it goes. Ryan Bertrand, left hand side, cuts it back. Eric Dyer now takes possession in the centre of the park, and he plays it to Keane. Keane goes forward. And now England deciding now just to slow it down, keep possession, not do anything daft with the ball. Oh, good pirouette there from Ali, bought the tackle there, referee playing it on. Lallana will try the shot from 25 yards left foot. It was charged down. Sania picks it up. The Manchester City man gets it out over the halfway line, but it's cut out by Gary Cahill of Chelsea. Now a chance here for England to exploit with Dele Alli. Oh, he was certainly taken out there by Rudgia. Indeed he was. And it's just about 20 yards, maybe a little 22 yards from goal to the left of centre here of the D. Silly challenge there on the German defender. And England now to the left of centre from all about 22 yards from goal have a set ball situation here, and if they can exploit and get it up and down the wall, and Ter Stegen may have a problem. Eric Dyer, who scored a terrific free kick when England drew with Russia in the Euros last summer, he's one of the two-man committee over it. He might hit it right-footed. There's also a possibility of a left-footed Adam Lallana as well. Well, let's see. In fact, it's Ryan Bertrand who might have a go as well, so he could have a go with the left foot. But I fancy it'll be the right foot of Eric Dyer here to smash this one in. Yes, it's going to be the right foot then, right-footed. It's Eric Dyer over the wall and over the top of Ter Stegen's crossbar, and it will be a goal kick to the Germans. So we're coming up towards the last 5 minutes of first half of this international friendly. Germany 0, England 0. So far we've yet to hear any comments from anyone tonight, which is remarkably, it's been remarkably quiet. We usually have some comments by now, but maybe everyone's gone out tonight, or maybe they're watching this game down the pub. Get back from the pub, listen to it on this YouTube channel. We've got the game for you. Germany 0, England 0, last 5 minutes. I doubt there'll be too much in the way of stoppage time. Both officials don't seem to add too much on that in friendly games like they would do in a competitive international. Ball back with Ter Stegen. And England have certainly dominated most of the first half here. To avoid a chance here for Vardy, and now he's out of the penalty area. Oh, Ter Stegen stood up bravely and made the save. Dele Alli couldn't have hit that any better. But if there was any criticism of the Tottenham's man's finishing there, he possibly hit it straight at Ter Stegen. But let's give the goalkeeper credit. Stood up big and made it very difficult for Dele Alli to get it past, and really didn't give him any opportunity to hit the target. Really good piece of goalkeeping by the Barcelona man. England can only get a throw, and there should really be at least maybe 2 goals in the lead. They've had 2 or 3 gilt-edged opportunities. Lallana's hit the post, Michael Keane's come close, and Dele Alli has forced the best out of Ter Stegen. Still 0-0 though, amazingly here. Attempts, Germany 1, England a whopping 5 so far in this match. That is just unparalleled if you think about it. Well, Ali had all the time in the world to size up the options. Could have tried to take it round to Stegen possibly. And the shot comes in from over 25 yards, and it's over the top again from Dele Alli with his right foot. Here tonight, and that is a real sign of intent from the English, I have to be honest. And it's not often I've said in tournament football, after the World Cup 2.5 years ago, the Euros were an utter mess. 1 win out of the 4 games we played, 2 of them were drawn, and that humiliating loss you may have heard on my YouTube channel to Iceland was probably, that was the final tip of a very large iceberg. Here's Lallana now right hand side. Good turn again. Eric Dyer playing it back into the penalty area. In fact, it was Kyle Walker who played it in. Still 0-0. Sani trying to come away. 2 minutes to half time. But for a 0-0 in an international friendly, this has been an unbelievably good watch. I think England have been, without scoring, England have been remarkably impressive. They've attacked well. They've certainly given Ter Stegen and his back four plenty to think about. And that can only bode well for the second half, and they've still got options on the bench. You've got the likes of Marcus Rashford there, and one or two others. Jermaine Defoe, of course, scored 14 goals this season for Sunderland, a team that could well end up being relegated at the end of the season. Ball was a poor one by Eric Dyer, that's the one of his Tottenham colleague. But still, I have to say, despite the scoreline being 0-0, you have to say England have been the better team, and should perhaps, don't know how you guys feel about it, they should be winning this game. Been a little bit disappointed with the way the Germans have gone about it. I thought they might have put on a very good performance to mark Lucas Podolski's 130th and final cap tonight. It is, I suppose, his night really when you think about it, and what a game in which to bow out with, a game against the English. You simply can't get much better than that. Last 30 seconds of what's been a really good first half, certainly if you're English. As Hector comes forward now, plays it infield to Cruz. Cruz now looking for support. He has to play it to Hector now, left hand side. Sani makes a good break further forward. Gets almost towards the byline. He's 5 yards in from the byline. Has to cut back though. The shot will come in there by the number 15 Vigal. And it's gone harmlessly wide, high wide in not so handsome. 10 seconds of normal time to go. I'm not sure there'll be enough time even for stoppage time. I think all bets will be off that the referee will blow his half-time whistle right on the 45 minutes. And I think he has done so. Yes, he's blown it about 5 seconds after the 45. So a good first half for England without penetrating. Michael Keane's come very close. Jamie Vardy could have had a penalty before that. Adam Milan has hit the post. Dele Alli has forced a great save from Ter Stegen. But we're going to leave you for 5 minutes or so to get a half-time breather and refreshment with the half-time score here in Dortmund of Germany 0, England 0, and we'll be back in 5 minutes' time. Hello there, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your half-time cuppa. I'm just tucking into mine at the moment. We're just tucking into mine at the moment. We're just awaiting for both teams to enter the parade for the second half. All the officials are out there. I think Germany are already out. England just about to come out onto the field. It's a cold old night here in Germany. But as soon as the match is finished, we're going to have to leave you, because we will hope to be leaving you by 10 o'clock tonight. So we will try to give you the full second half commentary, but I'm afraid we'll have to leave it after that the second half is finished. So there'll be no chance of reaction from Gareth Southgate or anything like that, but we will be bringing you the full second half commentary of this friendly match because of the dignitaries at the start with Lucas Podolski, all that presentation. But no such... but we're all the way on time in the second half. Germany 0, England 0. No changes from either side as far as I'm aware. So it's as you were. We'll recap the two teams for you in just a second. Just to remind, Germany in white shirts, dark shorts and white socks, and England all in dark blue tonight. So let's confirm that German side or recap. Ter Stegen of Barcelona's in goal. Back four tonight of Kimmich, Rugia, Hummels and Hector number 3. Two old midfield forward, Brandt, Kroos, Figo and Sane, and Podolski and Werner up front. So it's sort of been a tactical change from Joachim Löw 4-4-2. England with Joe Hart in goal. I think they're playing 3 at the back here with Keane, Smalling and Cahill, who skippers the side. Walker, Livermore, Dyer and Bertrand, so a midfield quartet. And it's 3 up front with Lallana and Ali either side of striker Jamie Vardy. So practically you're looking at maybe a 3-4, maybe 2-1 or a 3-4-3. The back 3 system has worked a treat for England, so it's basically the same lineups, but I'm sure we'll see a flurry of substitutions as the second half progresses. But it was the first half that really England bossed. Michael Keane coming close. Adam Lallana hit the right hand post when cutting in from the left hand side. Dele Alli forced Ter Stegen into a save. England possibly should have had a penalty when Barney was taken out by Ter Stegen. And the referee Dominik Kolinka did not give the spot kick, the referee. In fact, the England match is on Sunday, the 26th of March. And sadly I will be otherwise engaged. But maybe, just maybe, I'll bring you a delayed commentary of that England-Lithuania match for you on Monday as a little special treat. So Germany have the first corner. They're attacking the goal to our right in the second half. Ball played in, a little deflection. Hart having to fist it away, but not very far. The shot back in, and it's just wide from the number 20 Brandt. I thought for a moment that it had gone in the net. I was waiting for the net to ripple, but it wasn't the best piece of goalkeeping from Joe Hart, who's been at fault for a few bad goalkeeping mistakes at Torino this season. In fact, he made a couple of rickets on Saturday, at the weekend, and he's got away with one there. Brandt with the right-footed shot back in. As Dele Alli takes position, sure he was taken out there, wiped out quite conclusively there by Kimmich number 18. Played 2 minutes of the second half. England have a free kick just inside. And that's back towards the goalkeeper once again, Joe Hart. Towards him, Gary Cahill this time. Cracking atmosphere inside the ground, I have to say. Little flick back there towards Podolski, but well cut out. Brandt again, and plenty to say for himself in his second half, and anyone that's listening in, you are welcome to comment. We haven't had any comments this far, and the stream's nearly 1 minute and 20 1 hour and 20 minutes old, and yet not one comment yet, which is a new world record maybe for this channel, but let's hope we can get people commenting in the second half. As Leroy Sané now of Manchester City tries to break down the far side, but Kyle Walker stuck to him like glue, hooks it up towards Vardy. Vardy did well, but the ball back now, and so far we've had chances but no goals to spring you here or to describe to you here in Dortmund tonight. But it's been a terrific game of football, and I think the substitutions may well enhance it, the opportunities for some goals in the second half. I don't think we've brought you a goalless draw in any of our live matches this season, any of our live commentary matches this season, so we're looking possibly for a first here. We almost had a 0-0 in the other England match we covered earlier on, the one and only game under Sam Allardyce, where England, well, pinched a 1-0 victory, but it was not the worst, that was not the best England performance we've ever seen in the world. But here comes Dele Alli for England. Ali now gets it in towards Lallana. Lallana gets it onto that right foot, crosses in there towards the back post where Vardy was lurking, but so too was Rudgear number 16, not in and out for a corner. I think Adam Lallana's been quite impressive. Unlucky not to have been on the score sheet. I think Michael Keane up till now has had a very good game. So there's been plenty of positives for Gareth Southgate to look at before that Lithuania match on Sunday, tea time. And it's going to be Bertrand to take the corner near side. Can England get their noses in front? They've been the better side over the 50 minutes that we've been going in the game. We've had 5 minutes of the second half gone, and it's hooked away now towards Werner. Werner couldn't keep hold of possession, and that was a dangerous looking ball towards Walker as Sané almost got on the end of it. Could have been real problems there for England. Falling out for a throw on the far side. In fact, England have won their last 3 matches in Germany. They beat Germany 2-1 in Berlin, something like 8 years ago. And then last year, England came from 2-0 down to win 3-2. Jamie Vardy was amongst the scorers on that match a year ago, which was hopefully what we were all thinking had us in a positive frame of mind going into the French European Championships, and well, our confidence seems to be pretty misplaced in the end, as it turned out after 4 games, two of which were drawn. One was won very unconvincingly against the Welsh, who on their day could have won it, as Germany come forward inside the penalty area with Sané. Sané now turns. Plenty of England defenders back, but Sané twisting and turning KL one way or the other. Still keeping possession. The ball's had to come back, and well played, Jet Livermore. He's done okay tonight, I have to say, the man with the orange boots, and he's got Vardy in behind the defence, but he's been pulled away to the right hand side, and Dele Alli making a break inside the centre. It's inside the middle, and he almost got on the end of the cross at the far post. Vardy with a lovely ball towards the left hand post, and he did superbly well to get the ball back against considerable odds, considering Ali was the only man inside the penalty area, the German penalty area. He did remarkably well against all the odds. Here's Podolski, just to remind you, he's making his final appearance for Germany tonight, and what a way to bow out. It would be nice from a neutral perspective for him to score. Ball in there towards Podolski. Couldn't finish it off inside the penalty area. Trying to hook it goalwards with his left foot, and didn't get the desired contact. A lovely ball into the penalty area, but just needed to hit that a little bit more. Just needed better contact on his left foot, and I think Joe Hart might have had 1 or 2 problems. As it is, it's still Germany 0, England 0, coming up towards the 10-minute mark of the second half. And Sané now having plenty more to say for himself in the second half. Left hand side. And Podolski in space inside the area, shot deflected behind for a corner, and Podolski having a couple of sighters all of a sudden, and that's got the German fans buzzing with excitement, and Podolski now having more of the say in his final international here in his opening 10-minute period of the second half. Germany corner. Well, those missed chances in the first half come back to haunt the English. German corner, far side, hooking curled in from the left-hand side, and it's headed away. Here comes Dele Alli over on the right-hand side for England. He's got Lallana and Vardy to the left of him. This is Lallana just drifted out to the right. Dyer is on the edge of the area. Eric Dyer, will he get the shot in? Tried to go too far, and then Dele Alli was offside, and he couldn't release it. Ball back across, and in the end, ter Stegen got a good glove on that, because if he hadn't, Jamie Vardy was in for a tap in inside the 6-yard box. But first of all, lovely play from Dyer, and he knocked it back across the goal mouth, and full marks to the Barcelona goalkeeper. That's a fine piece of goalkeeping, because if he'd have not got anything on that, Jamie Vardy had a tap in virtually, and that would have put England into the lead, and it would have given them a deserved lead. And they're still asking the question here. Bertrand, he looked as if he was obstructed there. The referee, has he pulled it back? Yes, he has. In fact, I think he's given it. Is he giving it to Germany? Well, it looked as if Bertrand was the man, in my opinion, obstructed. But well, was that a possible penalty there against Kimmich? Seeing a replay there, I didn't see it initially, but that looked a voluntary movement of the hand towards the ball. It have to be said of Germany, got away with 2 penalty shouts against them tonight. Certainly ter Stegen got away with one in the first half as Sané tries to nod the ball back across the goal, but Joe Hart in position, and perfectly positioned inside the 6-yard box to take control of the situation. Just over 10 minutes gone. Germany 0, England 0 in this international friendly here at the Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund, the home of course of Borussia Dortmund, the Jurgen Klopp's old team, who he did the German League and Cup double with, the Bundesliga and the German Cup. Got to the final of the Champions League at Wembley 4 years ago when they were beaten by Jupp Heynckes' Bayern Munich. The season before, Pep Guardiola took over at the Allianz Arena. It was a great final. It really came to life in the last 20 minutes at Wembley that night. It was a terrific all-German final, all action, and you have to say Dortmund were a little unlucky to come out second best in that on that day. Here's Dele Alli now for England. Vardy up ahead of him. Ball played in there towards Ryan Bertrand on the near side, the left-hand side of England, and he's given Brandt the slip. Liverpool playing it in there towards Vardy. Vardy did well. Vardy might get a second opportunity. Lallana was perfectly placed on the right-hand side to receive the ball if Vardy had got it through. In fact, a free kick has been given for a foul by Gary Cahill on Lucas Podolski. And the referee in a pink refereeing outfit with dark shorts and pink socks. It's easy enough with them colours, those bright pink colours, to distinguish the officials from the players. Easy enough. Ball up towards Sané, but it won't be found, and that will go for an England goal kick. Poor ball really, looking for Leroy Sané, who's really coming into his own in a Manchester City shirt in recent times. Brought to the club for nearly £40 million by Pep Guardiola during the summer, and he's really found his feet now in the Premier League. Really has done pretty well. But it's England that have done all the attacking really. Germany have offered glimpses of what they can produce, but so far haven't produced enough. As that cross came in from the right hand side, I think there was a little deflection. Dele Alli trying the Rabona back flick, but the ball had already gone out of play before then. He's given a corner, I think. Might have come off a German player last. In fact, it is an England corner. Germany about to make a change, however. Andre Schürrle, of formerly of Chelsea, will come on to replace Brandt, who came close to scoring there. Julian Brandt, Andre Schürrle, who actually I had the pleasure of watching live the goal he scored against Burnley 3 years ago when we were back in the Premier League after a gap of 4 years, and he had an absolute blinder. I'm surprised that Mourinho sold him soon after. Actually, it was a pleasure to see him live all years ago. I thought he was a terrific player on the night. As the England corner comes in, chance here for Ali at the back post, and it's smuggled out for a corner. Good block there by the German defence. But it looked as if Ali was in there for number one, but he couldn't succeed. There comes the corner from the left-hand side this time. And then it's back with Kyle Walker, the Tottenham man, formerly of Sheffield United, of course. And here's a chance for Bertrand. Bertrand gets a decent cross in there. Vardy was lurking. But again, back with Bertrand. Now, can Bertrand make something happen here? He's had a decent evening, the Southampton man. Still, Germany 0, England 0, coming up towards an hour gone in this international friendly here in Dortmund. The Signal Iduna Park, where was nearly built for the 1974 World Cup, where Johan Cruyff put Brazil to the sword in what was effectively, even though it was a group stage World Cup match, it was actually effectively the second group phase of that tournament, and it was effectively a semi-final because that Johan Cruyff and Johan Neeskens, those two goals put as the shot comes in from Schürrle just to the right of goal from about 25 yards, and it's gone well wide. But Johan Neeskens and Johan Cruyff put the Brazilians to the sword that evening, and Brazil didn't play like the team they were, resulting to foul tactics, you may recall, all those years ago. 42 long years ago now, 43 years ago since that, this summer, since that particular match. A long time ago now. But at the moment we're still waiting the first goal in this game. With 61 minutes gone, so 29 minutes of this match to go. Plus any stoppage time that the fourth official might just want to hang on. Remember, last we checked, it was Scotland 1, Canada 1 in the other match up at Hampden Park. Scott Arfield, a Scottish-born player, deciding to play for Canada. I'm surprised Gordon Strachan didn't really call him up for Scotland. Wasn't getting the recognition he deserved from the Scottish side, and decided he'll have a go with Canada. And to be honest with you, I think Scott Arfield probably made the right decision. I think Gordon Strachan's made a bit of a mess of that, to be honest with you. I think he had a talented player there in Scott Arfield that could have added something a little bit extra to that Scottish team, but decided to not give him that opportunity, and in the end he's defected for Canada, and he's got every right to do so. He does qualify to play for for the Canadians, so you'll have mixed emotions, I'm sure, at Hampden Park or at Hampden tonight. What's England play Lithuania on Sunday night at 5 PM tea time, and hopefully on Monday, and we'll be able to bring you delayed commentary of that game on Monday tea time for you. So a delayed commentary of England versus Lithuania in the World Cup qualifications here on the YouTube channel, but we won't be bringing it to you live because I'll be otherwise engaged, but we will be bringing you a delayed commentary should you wish to have it, or you miss it in any way, shape or form. But it's at the moment, it's Germany 0, England 0. 63 minutes have now almost elapsed, and England on the attack down the right hand side with Kyle Walker walking towards the penalty area. Lallana's there, good defending by Matt Hummels, smuggles it out for a corner. That was really good football again down the right hand side by England. I've really been impressed by Adam Lallana's work rate. I think Kyle Walker's had his usual good game for England. I think this team, if he keeps making brave selections, Southgate, I think he's got the makings of a decent England side here that I am positive about. We've said so many, every England fan has said so many, England fans and pundits alike have said so many bad things about England, but as the corner comes in towards Keane, couldn't get the flick inside the German area, but still in play. Dele Alli, who's had a decent game himself, good cross in there towards the back stick, header one, but it's straight in the arms of ter Stegen. There's a German player down inside his own penalty area, I can't tell who it is. We've had 64 minutes almost gone, and it's still Germany 0, England 0 in Dortmund. But for a friendly match with no goals in it, it's been an absolute enjoyable game, and I'm surprised not many people are listening to this game here. Please come and listen, and please comment. We haven't had a comment yet. We've had 66 minutes, 65 minutes almost in the game. Good tackle there from KO. Nothing wrong with that tackle at all. I think the German player was trying to buy a free kick there. I don't know who it was, but Gary Cahill, in my opinion, took the ball really cleanly. Nothing wrong with that tackle at all by the Chelsea man. Really good tackle there by the England captain. Here's Michael Keane for England, getting it back to Joe Hart of Torino. Who's gone down there? I'm trying to think who it might be. In fact, it's Schürrle, former Chelsea man. He's limping around, but I don't think there was anything wrong with that tackle at all from first glance from Gary Cahill. Not that I would have... There was nothing doubt. I don't think there was much doubt about that tackle at all. Adam Lallana just to be replaced by Nathan Redmond. So one Southampton. Former Southampton man is replaced by a current one. And meanwhile, Vigo has been replaced by Emre Can, who scored a very fortunate winner against Burnley the other week for Liverpool. And a little stat for you about the German. Joachim Löw said, in fact, before tonight, have gone a whopping 558 minutes. This was before the start of the match tonight. 558 minutes without conceding an international goal. In fact, Griezmann was the last man to score in Euro 2016. And Vardy could score here, but couldn't get the precise contact on it, and it bloomed up straight in the arms of Ter Stegen. In fact, Germany have got a very good record in Dortmund. They've only lost 1 of 18 games they've played at the stadium. And that was losing in that semi-final of 2006 in the World Cup to Italy, that late goal. They've won 15 of the games here and drawn 2. And England actually have lost only 1 of their last 16 away games. And that was against Spain in November 2015. They've won 9 of them and drawn 6. And Adam Lallana has scored in his last 3 internationals, and Defoe last won his international cap, last England cap in November 2013. That was up against Jelly. Germany have lost their last 3 matches. In fact, 5-1 in 2001, that Michael Owen hat-trick of course, 2-1 in 2008 and 3-2 in 2016 when they came from 2 goals down. Jamie Vardy and Eric Dyer both got their first goals of that particular evening. You're missing nothing, by the way. We're halfway through the second half. 67 minutes and a half minutes, I should say, are gone. Germany 0, England 0, but a good game of football. Just needs a goal, and I think we could have a grandstand finish here. But I think England have been the better side. I think that's not in any shadow of a doubt whatsoever. What is going to be said, I think it's been a decent international friendly. I think it's been very enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed bringing it to you, whether it's live or you're going to watch it back later on. I'm sure there's a lot of people who will not be around tonight, but here's Podolski, 25 yards out, strikes it, a superb goal! What a fantastic goal for the man who's retiring after this match. The German captain has given us a goal to remember, and the stadium in Dortmund has lifted the stadium roof here in Dortmund has lifted off tenfold, because that was a goal of sheer pure genius. England will feel hard done by to be 1-0 down, but you can't take this away. Left-footed, about 30 yards out, he's just struck it first time, and bang! Joe Hart, from the moment he's left Podolski's foot, hasn't got a hope of saving that. Left-footed, it's gone right into the top right-hand corner. A superb goal from a superb player Lucas Podolski has given real service to the German side, and what a way to sign off potentially his international career with a goal like that. And it was a goal of pure genius. Forget it was against England, because I have to be impartial, because that was a terrific goal. There's no shame in that at all. There was nothing the goalkeeper or the back four could have done about it. It was just hit so well by Lucas Podolski. He's a man of intense class. He's a world-class player, Lucas Podolski, and what a way to sign off the international career in your 130th and last international with a goal of that sort of quality. That was a goal of, dare I say it again, pure genius. 1-0 to Germany. It's a league that probably on balance of play have barely deserved, but the quality of Podolski's goal one cannot argue with, and England in the meantime from then on in have made a substitution. Jamie Vardy's night's over, and on comes Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, who we last commentated on a week last Monday in that FA Cup 6-round game when he had the chance to equalise for the 10 men of Manchester United against Chelsea in that FA Cup quarter-final, but found Thibaut Courtois in very good form. I think we're just looking at another replay. I think the strike is better every time you look at it, I have to say, because Cruz plays the ball in initially and Podolski just whacks it. He takes a couple of touches, and not even Gary Cahill or Joe Hart were going to get any close to that, because Podolski has hit that with so much venom, it's untrue. So a free kick to England. Jesse Lingard has just come on. He's going to be replacing Dele Alli. A bit of a surprise that, but Lingard gets his chance now. As England now coming forward for an instant reply here if they can get an equaliser. Now can Walker produce some magic? No, he can't. Germany have picked them off at will here. Even if England are to lose the game, I don't think they deserved it, because I think they've been the better team, but I think it was fitting that Podolski scored tonight, I have to say. I think that's right. Here's Werner, who's not stopped working very hard tonight. Michael Keane, I have to say, has had a really good match for England tonight. I've really been impressed with his performance, I have to say. Despite he could have, and I don't think he deserves to be on the losing side, in my humble opinion. Sani now to Emre Can. Can plays it into the area, but it's too close to Joe Hart. So we've had 2 substitutions from Germany, 3 from England. Joachim Löw. He'll be so pleased for Lucas Podolski, although you wouldn't see on his face, he's still very concerned. And the flag has stayed down here. Big chance here for Lingard. Can he keep his feet? In fact, it's Rashford, sorry. Lingard is waiting in the middle. Ball in there, ter Stegen lost it, but Lingard was not quick enough to get there. And a bit of a riposte there for the Barcelona goalkeeper. Lost it, but recovered. Still very much the number 2 behind Manuel Neuer, who's not in the squad because of injury tonight. In fact, I'll give you there is a bit of an injury list at the moment for the Germans, as we just see Sané break away now for Germany. Good save from Joe Hart, and he had to stretch there to deny the man from Manchester City. And Germany now, with each moment going by, they're threatening. Gets away from the defender here. It might have been Michael Keane. Tired legs from the Burnley man. That's the first time Keane was beaten, and Leroy Sané then got away from him. Got his shot in left-footed, and Joe Hart, I think that's the save of the match to me. That's a really good save from the Torino goalkeeper. As I was saying, there were quite a number of injuries in that German. It's quite a number of German absentees. Mesut Ozil, Julian Draxler, Mario Gomez and Manuel Neuer are all injured at the moment. And this is Gareth Southgate's first game in permanent charge as England manager. But Germany now starting to find their feet here as this second half goes by. We're coming up towards the last quarter of an hour of the game. Germany 1, England 0. A terrific 30-yard extra set missile from Lucas Podolski has put Germany into the lead. But England can be proud even if they do lose, they've put a good performance on, and after the day's events in London where there was a sad terrorist attack where 4 people were sadly killed, I think even if we lose tonight, I think that just pales into insignificance than the 4 people that lost their life in a terrible, terrible terrorist attack in London earlier this afternoon. I saw it on the news, and I have to say I felt very, very, my thoughts do go out to the families of those people that have suddenly passed away. I'm sure you'll hear about it on the news channels, BBC News, ITV News, in the next few hours. We're coming up towards a quarter of an hour to go, marking this game. Once the game is finished, see if we can quickly get a reaction from Gareth Southgate afterwards. If not, and so it be. But what we have brought to you tonight is an international friendly of real quality and a real attacking intent, and I think that's what we've had tonight. Only one goal to show for it, but what a beautiful goal it has been, as England trying to make something down that far side through Kyle Walker. But Hector, who's had a better second half than he did first half, in my opinion, he's done really well there to get the tackle in. England have a throw, but they've had to retreat back to the halfway line. Germany have got a lot of players back behind the ball. England trying to pick a way through. This is difficult when Germany are so organised, and yucking those sides, who, regardless of who was out on the field, they are so well organised and so well drilled in defence. It takes a team of really special quality to break them down, like the French did last year in the European Championships. Here's Bertrand now, left hand side for England. Can they find something now? The whistle's gone, in fact. I think there might have been an offside there against the Southampton man, and a free kick there to Germany. And then back to Thomas Muller now is going to come on, and Werder, the number 24, is being substituted. Timo Werner worked hard, no goals for him tonight. But Thomas Muller is a terrific talent as well up front. He's a terrific striker as well, the Bayern Munich man. Scores goals for fun in the Bundesliga. And it's got about just under a quarter of an hour to see if he can get on the score sheet in this friendly match tonight. This is not going to be the be-all and end-all for England if they do lose tonight. The Lithuania game is more important because there are 3 precious qualifying points up for grabs there at Wembley on Sunday night. But if there's a lot of positives to take out of this for England tonight, I would say Michael Keane's performance has been good. Dele Alli's had a good game as well. Kale's done well, Bertrand's done well, Kyle Walker's done exceptionally well. As ball looking for Rashford, Rashford might keep it in there. Hamill's got the challenge in, and that came off the corner flag, and that's surely got to be a corner kick to England. Indeed it is. Taken quickly by Rashford. Not many England players in there. I'm surprised Rashford took it quickly there. Still, we go forward. Walker sends that in to Stegen, not the best of punches, it has to be said, and England might still get a chance in there. He'll come out to Lingard, who shoots, and he's deflected away, and Germany try to break out. But what a good interception there by Jake Livermore. He's had a very good game tonight. I have to say Jake Livermore has had a really good match. I've been impressed by his work rate in industry. Here's Jesse Lingard, plays it in towards Bertrand. Bertrand holds it up well, and then Dyer almost got in there. Dyer will win the next header, and what's the referee giving here? A foul. Dyer must have won that ball illegally. Free kick to the Germans. There's a foul there on Kimmich. I'm a bit surprised that it's been given. I think Kimmich made a bit more of it than it needed to be. Nevertheless, it is a free kick to the Germans. Southgate must be... I mean, there's plenty of positives for Southgate to take even if they do lose, but he'll be frustrated that it hasn't gone their way tonight in terms of the luck. Michael Keane's come close. And Lallana was lucky to hit the right-hand post in the first half. Dele Alli should have scored. But there was nothing they could have done about the German goal, which could well decide the outcome of this friendly tonight. But it means that we haven't had a goalless draw, as far as I'm aware, in any of our commentary matches, live or delayed. We'll have to check the archives to see what was. I think a Euro 2016 game. I think we had 3 of them. I think for 3 nights solid we covered 3 matches, and I think we had 0-0s in every one of them. And has, we've always had goals. Most often than not, we've always had goals every time we've been live with the football on this YouTube channel, whichever teams are involved. Here's a chance now for the number 18 Kimmich to come forward. Germany looking for that second and killer goal. This will win the game. Podolski, has probably been the brightest German out there tonight, and it's quite fitting that he scored the goal in a way, because it's a nice way to mark your international swan song with a goal of that quality. Tonight was always going to be about Podolski, you feel. Final winning his 130th cap tonight, and what a way in which to sign off from the international scene with a goal of really pure genius, it has to be said. 10 minutes to go to full time then. Germany 1, England 0. Here's Lucas Podolski on the ball now for Germany, the goal scorer of that beautiful 30-yard left-footed extra set missile that's fired Germany in front in this match. Emre Can has it now. Kimmich, now Rugia, who hasn't had his best performance, I have to say, tonight. But I have to say, England, I've got to take positives. I'm sure Gareth Southgate will probably mention them, but I think in friendly games, it's not just, I don't think it's all about the result in some respects, it's all about performance. And England in the main have performed extremely well. Here's Sané, he's onside. Sané now 1-on-1, ball back. In fact, the flag is up, the ball has been passed into the net, but it won't count. Offside against Leroy Sané, yeah. Linesman got it right. In fact, went round the back, but he was still a good yard and a half off side there. It's been a decent England performance tonight, even if they do end up losing this game. They've really battled well. Were unlucky not to be in front, I thought, at the break. I'm going to see a couple of more players come on. James Ward-Prowse of Southampton. He replaces Jake Liverpool. And we're going to see Luke Shaw of Manchester United. Back to full fitness now after a long injury layoff, which kept him out for several months. And it's good to see him back in action, certainly for England, and it can only bode well for the England team, because I do think Luke Shaw, if he stays injury free, is an absolute colossus. He's not been allowed to be substituted yet because the game's back in progress, but Livermore's off and James Ward-Prowse is now on the field. So we're now inside the last 8 minutes of the contest, and now we're going to see another change. There's Ross Barkley, I think, about to come on, number 16. And even the England fans, even at 1-0 down, are in good voice. They know themselves, the England fans, that the team has been far from disgraceful tonight. They've been terrific. So Brian Bertrand off. As Lucas Podolski's about to come on for Germany, and he's going to get the most magnificent standing ovation. Michael Keys sportingly shaking his hand as he goes off the field, and he deserves every single round of applause he gets, because that man, he's been an absolute great servant for German football and for world football. And what a way to sign off your international career, with a 30-yard left-footed missile that just went right into that top corner. Terrific goal. And that's one of the best ways you can sign off your international career. And he's getting the best standing ovation a player could ever dream about. and he deserves all the round applause he's getting, because the man has been terrific. Sebastian Rooney has come on to place him in that up front now, but he's getting handshakes and applause all around all four corners of the Signal Iduna Park here in Dortmund, and he deserves it all. 130 caps and 130 and declares on 130. If you were to put a cricketer's score into perspective, as the game progresses now with Mane, or Sané, I should say, not Mane. Oh my days. Luke Shaw, in fact, has replaced Ryan Bertrand. And Chris Moore has also been replaced by John Stones. So if we can keep up with all these substitutions, we've done pretty well. There's been a flurry of substitutions in the second half. We might need a statistic board for the substitutions on alone. But it's been a decent match. For a friendly match, it's been a good watch, and I've really enjoyed this friendly, whatever the score. And I think when the new international format comes in, when they have a league table instead of replacing the friendlies, it might make the international scene a bit more, I don't know, more competitive, I suppose. I think competitive international football all the year round is a must. If you tie in the qualifiers with like a league basis for international teams, I think that would be a marvellous little idea, and UEFA are exploiting that opportunity, and I think that's good that UEFA are doing it. But I would like to see less international breaks and more league football, because I do think the players play far too many games. And of course, I do think the qualifiers should be at 4 or 5 teams instead of the 7 or 8 you get in a group, 6 or 7 you get in a group these days. I think that's well, international football is a real grey area in some respects. But I tell you what, for a friendly match, I mean, there'll be a lot of friendlies played over the next few days before the qualifiers take shape again, and I can bet you a pound to a penny that some of them will not be as good a watch as the one we've just witnessed here tonight. 4 minutes of it to just under the goal. Lucas Podolski with the goal. Smalling has come on for John Stones as well. It's been hard to keep up with all the substitutions, and here comes Germany inside the penalty area, but Michael Keane again hasn't really put a foot wrong, I think, in that back three tonight. He's really done tremendously well alongside Smalling and Cahill. They haven't given much away, but they might give something away here. The shot coming in just wide of the target from Andre Schürrle. Wasn't far wide. Nice build up down the left hand side. Schürrle with a left footed shot just past the far right hand post, and that might have settled it from the Germany point of view, but England still with a half a shout of getting something maybe positive out of the game. In fact, I think it might have got a deflection, in fact, so it must be a German corner. I didn't see a deflection, but the referee's in a better position to see it than I am, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a cruise then with the corner. Bit of defending still for England to do at this moment in time. Inside going up towards the last 2 minutes. Header one by the penalty spot, but it's not troubling the scorers from Hummels, so a goal kick to England with 2 minutes of the game to go, plus any necessary injury and stoppage time at the end. I doubt there'll be too much of that. We'll be on the air until about 10 to 8 tonight. 10 to 10 I should say tonight, with all the reaction hopefully from this friendly in Dortmund. We brought it to you here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. We've had no comments. This is a new world record for us, but never mind. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary all the same, and you'll be able to hear it back in its entirety on the YouTube channel anytime you want, anytime. The game will be saved and archived on the channel for your listening and viewing pleasure. And I have to say, what a performance England have put on tonight. They've been, I think, a little bit unfortunate in a way, because when you think about it, that was a bit loose there. But KO can pick that one up. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had 6 substitutions from England. We've had 4 from Germany. So in total, we've had 10 substitutions in the entire second half. But the flow of the game hasn't diminished too much. We're inside the last minute now of normal time. 30 seconds. I'm sure there'll be at least a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes for the substitutions that we've had, but I can't see it being too much in the way of stoppage time, because apart from the substitutions, there's not been much else in the way of stoppages. A couple of 3 kicks, if that. Here's Rashford now to Lingard, back to Rashford. The 2 Manchester United lads trying to combine something, or trying to get something going for England, but it's straining the arms of Ter Stegen. We've got away with a potential penalty shout. Could have had 2 penalties given against them tonight, the Germans, but at the end of it all, it didn't matter. 3 added minutes, in fact, at the end of the second half. And I think it's just purely and simply down to the substitutions that I mentioned earlier, as Chan breaks forward, back to Sané, strikes it left-footed, I should say, and it's straight at the defenders. And then Stone's trying to get it away, but Sané has won it again. The Man City man has been looked a real threat, and Gary Cahill winning another important challenge there for England. 30 seconds of time and it on gone, and the 3 gone. Germany corner, right at the end of this game. But England have done themselves a power of good with the performance. If not the result, the performance has been excellent. We'll hopefully hear from Gareth Southgate before we break off in about 10 minutes time. We'll be leaving you about 10 to 10 tonight. But it's a thing, as we now play the 1 minute of the 3. Try and get some reaction from the England cap before we leave you. If not, we will be sorry for that, but because of the Podolski presentation at the start, the game was delayed in kicking off on the appointed time of 7:45. It was due to kick off. It kicked off about 5 to 8 tonight. But a great performance from England, a brave performance, because they really took on the world champions and have really given them a really decent account of themselves, even though they might end up losing the game. There's so many positives. I think Michael Keane has not put a foot wrong. He's had a faultless debut tonight, and as a proud Burnley supporter, he hasn't let anybody down at all. Jarlath hitting that one away. But England will feel a bit of unlucky really to have lost this game, but there's no shame in losing to the world champions, that's for sure. Sané is offside. Or is it a free kick against Schürrle? I'm not sure. As we're coming towards the last 30 seconds of the stoppage time, in fact you could safely say that Schürrle and Sané were both offside, in fact. Here's Eric Dyer now for England. Is there one last hurrah in England, or is it just too much? So their 3-match winning run here in Germany is about to surely now come to an end. Been a frustrating night in front of goal for England, but you have to say the performance has been excellent as the final whistle does go, and I suppose in a way it was fitting really that the man that's officially now retired from international football got the winning goal, because it was Lucas Podolski's strike midway through the second half which decided this friendly match here in Dortmund tonight. A 30-yard intercept, winning the game, hit it superbly with his left foot. 69 minutes the goal was timed at. England have won here by a goal to nil, and really they performed magnificently. I thought Michael Keane had a good game. I thought Dele Alli did okay. Vardy was a bit in and out, could have had a penalty in the first half. But I have to say it was a marvellous have to say it was a great England performance. We've got about 6 minutes to go with the programme. You are welcome to comment, by the way. If you do want to comment, you've got about 6 minutes to get your comments in. What did you think of England's performance tonight, and who would you have picked as England's man in the match? I think on pure performance alone, I thought Michael Keane had an excellent game. Gary Cahill didn't put a foot wrong. There was certainly plenty of positives for Gareth Southgate to take out here in Dortmund tonight. But you have to say, though, on a realistic scale, take the fact that England were playing against the Germans out of the equation. The night belongs to Lucas, but the night belongs to Podolski, because he struck that with so much venom. He's had it in his locker so many times in his career, and he just gave Joe Hart absolutely no hint of a chance at all. Kept his shot in. We're just waiting potentially to hear from Gareth Southgate or one or two of the England lads before we leave you in about 5 or 6 minutes time. But a great performance, I have to say, England, but a lot of positives to take out. But it's Lucas Podolski's night. 130 caps for a country is an unbelievable achievement, and I think the tribute that was paid to him before the start of the game was really good thing. He was a bit in and out maybe in the first half, and in the second half he had a couple of sighters, really gave himself a real opportunity. And in the end, his goal was a smashing goal. A goal, as I described in the commentary, as just simply pure genius. It was a goal of pure genius. If you've listened to the commentary and you've not seen it, you watch it on the television tonight and you'll understand why. But also the result pales into insignificance because of what happened earlier on today. If you didn't know what happened, that there was an attack in Westminster and 4 people have died, and that included the attacker and a police officer from the Met. There was a terror attack outside the Houses of Parliament, and there were some French students also hurt. There was shots fired and everything else. So it's been a really sad day, really, in terms of, but I'm sure that, and no, I mean, 4 people dying is a lot more of a loss than what England have had to, what England have lost tonight, and it's sad news really when you think about it. The game really, from an England point of view, paled into insignificance. But let's not detract from the fact that Lucas Podolski's goal was the moment of the match. The JB's moment of the match. It had to be that goal from Podolski. It was a belter, and I'm quite glad in a way that Lucas Podolski scored, really, because it looked as if it was heading for a 0-0 draw. It seemed fated, even though it was a good game at that point. It seemed to me that we were going to get our first probable 0-0 of the season, which would have been totally unprecedented, because we've had goals in at least a goal or so, maybe more in the games that we've covered this season, live or delayed. But at least we've had a goal to bring you tonight, and we're hoping to bring you an interview with Gareth Southgate in just a second, or maybe one or two of the England lads, and we'll just see if we can get the England manager in a second or two, or one or two of the England players. I'm sure RTV will have got an interview with one or two of them. But this was a goal set up here by Tony Cruz. Little flick back, and Podolski with his left foot, bang, below the 30 yards, has won it for Germany. And that was the game that decided it. So it's finished Germany 1, England 0. And here is Gary Cahill talking with Gabriel Clark.
Game, I suppose that. So I think we'll look back and reflect that, you know, we take our chances, we win that game. You know, it's a learning curve, sorry, for us.
Right, Lucas.
Well, we've lost the interview there. That was a little bit unfortunate, I'm afraid. But I'm afraid we can't bring you any more interviews, so I'm afraid that's it now. But let's sign off with this fact. England, I thought, were good. I actually thought they played really well. It was a decent performance tonight from England. plenty of positives, but the winning goal, a goal of sheer genius from Lukas Podolski, and that's where we've got to leave it tonight. Thank you very much indeed for listening in. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel and want to, please do. We need the subscribers. We're not far off 200, and if we get to 200 subscribers, let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below, or we'll do a special video. Give me a few hints on what we could do for it. Something a bit out of the ordinary, I would have thought. But thank you very much for those who have listened to the game tonight. It has ended in a defeat for England, but it's been a brave defeat, really, when you think about it. And Lukas Podolski, you can't think of a fitting player to get the winning goal in any sort of fixture. Terrific performance from Germany, terrific from England, even in defeat. And Lukas Podolski, well, he deserves every single applause he gets, because the man has been a terrific servant. It's finished here. As we leave you here, it's finished. Germany 1, England 0. As I say, thank you very much. From me, JB, John Stuttard, I bid you a very good night. Hopefully we'll see you for more commentaries very, very soon. But it's Germany's night, and it's Lukas Podolski signing off in the grandest of styles. From me, JB, take care. Good night now.